Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Government says friendship with Afghan people matters to India. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar briefs leaders of different political parties on the present situation in Afghanistan. Dr. Jaishankar says situation in Afghanistan remains critical. Evacuating Indians is the top priority of the government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi writes letter to a young artist from Bangalore, praises him for his painting. Government says 100% frontline workers and 99% healthcare workers inoculated with the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. 50% of the population aged 45 plus received the first dose. President Ramnath Kovind says new education policy will make today's generation capable for the aspirations and needs of the 21st century. 9 new judges, including 3 women judges, appointed to the Supreme Court, with Justice B.V. Nagaratna likely to be the first woman Chief Justice of India. E-Shram portal, the national database on unorganized workers, launched to facilitate better implementation of various social security schemes. Blast outside Kabul airport kills at least 13 people, appears to be suicide attack. And in cricket, England fortifies its position against India with 298 runs in its first innings of the third test at Leeds. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise the listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that the government and the opposition parties all have a very similar view on Afghanistan. He said all parties have a strong national position on Afghanistan. Speaking to reporters after briefing leaders of different political parties in New Delhi today, Dr. Jaishankar said the friendship with Afghan people matters to India.
The message which we all want to give you, all of us political parties, including the government, is that on this matter we all have a very similar view. We have a strong national position on Afghanistan. The friendship with Afghan people is something which matters to all of us. So we approach this situation very much in a spirit of, I would say, national unity.
Dr. Jaishankar said that India's strong friendship with the people of Afghanistan is reflected in more than 500 projects India is undertaking there. He said the situation in Afghanistan remains critical and India's immediate concern and task is evacuation, and long-term interest is friendship for the Afghan people.
We have, under Operation Devi Shakti, done 6 flights. We have brought back most of the Indians, but not all of them. There are still a few out there. Definitely we will try and bring out everybody. We have also brought out some Afghan citizens who wanted to come to India at this point of time. We have tried to address many of the other issues, like by instituting an e-visa policy. Government is very, very strongly committed to ensuring the full evacuation as soon as possible.
Our correspondent, quoting sources, reports that during the meeting, the External Affairs Minister highlighted India's priorities in the current circumstances. He briefed the leaders about evacuation of Indian nationals, safety of diplomatic personnel, and assistance to Afghan nationals in distress. Talking to media after the meeting, senior Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge said this is entire country's problem and stressed the need to work together for interests of people and the nation. He added that during the meeting, all parties have taken the same view.
This is an entire country's problem, and when we want to take unitedly under such circumstances, and all parties have taken the same view, now we'll see how they will act.
Former Prime Minister and JDS leader H.D. Devegowda, NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, TMC MP Saugata Roy, DMK leader T.R. Balu, BJD's Prasanna Acharya and others attended the meeting. Union Ministers Prahlad Joshi, Piyush Goyal, V. Muralidharan, Meenakshi Lekhi, Arjun Ram Meghwal, among others, were also present in the meeting. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written to Stephen Harris, a student from Bengaluru, praising him for his paintings. This rising 20-year-old young artist had sent 2 beautiful paintings of the Prime Minister, along with a letter to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister replied with encouragement and praise. The Prime Minister wrote that it is such a pleasure to see the interest and devotion of the young people in the creative fields. The Prime Minister wrote that Stephen's paintings indicate his talent for experiencing things deeply. He said the minute expressions executed with subtlety are heartwarming. The Prime Minister lauded the young artist for his views about public health and welfare during the current difficult period. The Prime Minister wrote, vaccine campaign, discipline along with collective efforts of 130 crore Indians are providing strength to the fight against the pandemic. Mr. Modi expressed hope that people will be inspired by Stephen's effort to spread positivity. Stephen had wrote in the letter that he is painting for the last 15 years and has won more than 100 awards at various levels. He described the Prime Minister as his inspiration and praised India's vaccination program in the fight against corona.
The government today said that 100% frontline workers and 99% healthcare workers have been administered the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Briefing media in New Delhi this evening, Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan said 83% healthcare workers and 79% frontline workers have received the second dose. He said 50% of population aged 45 plus have received the first dose and 15% have been administered the second dose.
46.69 करोड़ पहली डोज देश भर में एडमिनिस्टर की हैं, 13.70 करोड़ दूसरी डोज एडमिनिस्टर की हैं और कुल 60 करोड़ से अधिक डोजेज एडमिनिस्टर की हैं। महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है कि पिछले 24 घंटों में देश में 80 लाख डोजेज एडमिनिस्टर की गईं।
The Health Secretary said there is a progressive decrease in districts reporting high cases. He said districts with greater than 100 cases declined from 279 in the week ending 1st June 2021 to 41 as of today. He said the cumulative recovery rate increasing and it is more than 97% currently. Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research Dr. Balram Bhargav said the second wave is still on in India and an upsurge is observed in few districts. He said there are about 41 districts that have a weekly test positivity rate of more than 10%. He added that wherever COVID-appropriate behavior is not being observed, an upsurge in cases can be seen. Vaccination of 20% of the targeted population has been completed in Rajasthan, while the first dose has been given to 61% of the target population. The state is holding 5th place with administering more than 4 crore 16 lakh COVID doses. More from our Jaipur correspondent.
More than 5 crore 14 lakh people have been identified for COVID vaccination in the state, out of which 3 crore 15 lakh people have been administered the first dose of COVID vaccine, while 1 crore 1 lakh people have been administered both doses. More than 5 lakh 25,000 vaccines were administered by conducting 3,470 vaccination sessions in the state today. Meanwhile, only 3 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in 3 districts of the state. Not a single new case has been reported in 30 districts. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Meghalaya government has decided to open colleges, educational institutes and tourist destinations from September 1st. The decision was taken today following a cabinet meeting held at Shillong. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma informed media that the decision was taken after recommendations were given by the State Education Department and the Tourism Department. He said that in urban areas for class 1 to 5 online classes will continue and for class 6 to 8 school visits will be allowed and for class 9 to 12 regular classes will commence. However, in rural areas, classes starting from 6 to 12 regular class will resume, but for class 1 to 5 only school visits will be allowed. President Ramnath Kovind today said new education policy will prove instrumental in making today's generation capable for the aspirations and needs of the 21st century. President was addressing the 9th convocation of the Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University in Lucknow this evening. In his address to the students, Mr. Ramnath Kovind said that education is most effective medium for social justice and personal growth, and UP is taking many steps as per the new education policy to strengthen the education system in the state. President congratulated UP government and the governor for this achievement. President said during his visit he got the chance to know more the efforts by the state government in the field of education. President said that India of 2047 will be free of all discrimination and will be playing an important role in the world system. He appealed to the students to make the country to the heights of development which is beyond imagination and which was also a dream of Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar.
हम सब जानते हैं कि विश्व के सबसे बड़े लोकतंत्र के संविधान के शिल्पकार होने के साथ साथ बाबा साहेब ने हमारे बैंकिंग, इरिगेशन, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सिस्टम, लेबर मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, रेवेन्यू शेयरिंग सिस्टम, शिक्षा व्यवस्था आदि क्षेत्रों में मूलभूत योगदान दिया था। वे एक शिक्षाविद, अर्थशास्त्री, विधिवेत्ता, राजनेता, पत्रकार, समाजशास्त्री व समाज सुधारक तो थे ही, उन्होंने संस्कृति, धर्म और अध्यात्म के क्षेत्रों में भी अपना अमूल्य योगदान दिया। उनके अवदान के विषय में गहन और विस्तृत अध्ययन करना राष्ट्र निर्माण में सहायक होगा।
Mr. Kovind said that girls have shown the capabilities in every field, and the latest we saw it in the Olympic Games. President Ramnath Kovind is on a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. He arrived in Lucknow this afternoon. During the visit, the President will take part in various programs in Lucknow, Gorakhpur and Ayodhya.
President Ramnath Kovind today appointed 9 new judges in the Supreme Court. They are Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court Justice Abhay Srinivasa Oka, Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court Justice Vikram Nath, Chief Justice of Sikkim High Court Justice Jitendra Kumar Maheshwari, Chief Justice of Telangana High Court Justice Hima Kohli, Judge of Karnataka High Court Justice B.V. Nagaratna, Judge of Kerala High Court Justice C.T. Ravikumar, Judge of Madras High Court Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge of Gujarat High Court Justice Bela Madhurya Trivedi, and Senior Advocate P.S. Narasimha. You are listening to the Evening News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government says friendship with Afghan people matters to India. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar briefs leaders of different political parties on the present situation in Afghanistan. Dr. Jaishankar says situation in Afghanistan remains critical. Evacuating Indians is the top priority of the government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi writes letter to a young artist from Bengaluru, praises him for his painting. Government says 100% frontline workers and 99% healthcare workers inoculated with the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. 50% of the population aged 45 plus received the first dose. President Ramnath Kovind says new education policy will make today's generation capable for the aspirations and needs of the 21st century. 9 new judges, including 3 women judges, appointed to the Supreme Court by the President. eShram Portal, the national database on unorganized workers, launched to facilitate better implementation of various social security schemes. Blast outside Kabul airport killed at least 13 people, appears to be suicide attack. And in cricket, England fortifies its position against India with runs in its first innings of the third test at Leeds. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
स्वाधीनता आंदोलन के दौरान भारतीय जनमानस को उत्प्रेरित कर स्वतंत्रता का अलख जगाने और मातृभूमि के प्रति सेवा, समर्पण और त्याग की ज्वाला प्रज्वलित कर देने वाले अमर गीतों पर आधारित विशेष कार्यक्रम आजादी के तराने सुनना न भूलें। FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर प्रत्येक शुक्रवार शाम 4:45 पर परिक्रमा कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत आजादी के तराने सिर्फ आकाशवाणी पर।
Welcome back. You are listening to the evening news. Labour and Employment Minister Bhupendra Yadav today launched eShram Portal, national database on unorganized workers in New Delhi. The portal will maintain a database of workers in the country's unorganized sector and facilitate better implementation of various social security schemes for their welfare. In his address, Mr. Yadav said, as envisioned by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the portal will ensure overall welfare of unorganized workers in the country. He said it was also demanded in the Parliament. The Minister said government will have an Aadhaar-based database of the unorganized workers across various sectors in the country. He said this is a beginning towards achieving the goal of last-mile delivery. Mr. Yadav said the registration process has been kept simple.
इस बात का जरूर ध्यान रखा है कि इसको बनाते समय सरल रजिस्ट्रेशन की पद्धति हो। सरल रजिस्ट्रेशन की पद्धति का अर्थ है कि अगर एक मजदूर के मोबाइल से 4 लोगों का भी रजिस्ट्रेशन है तो उस संकल्पना को भी हमने साकार किया है। इतना ही नहीं, जिनके पास मोबाइल नहीं है वो भी पड़ोस के जो हमारा इंफॉर्मेशन सेंटर है उसमें जाकर के अपने अंगूठे के माध्यम से भी इस पर रजिस्ट्रेशन करा लेंगे। जैसे ही उनकी रजिस्ट्रेशन की प्रक्रिया पूरी होगी, डिजिटल माध्यम से उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन का कार्ड प्राप्त हो जाएगा।
Minister of State for Labour and Employment Rameshwar Teli said Labour Ministry has approved a budget of approximately 404 crore rupees for the registration of the unorganized workers on the eShram portal. He said none of the unorganized workers will have to spend any money for the registration on the portal. Here is more from a correspondent.
For the first time in the history of India, a system is being made to register 38 crore unorganized workers. It will not only register them, but also be helpful in delivering of various social security schemes being implemented by the central and state governments. Construction workers, migrant workers, street vendors, domestic workers, milkmen, truck drivers, fishermen, agriculture workers, and similar other workers to be covered. The registration started today itself in Hindi and English. It will soon be available in 8 other languages. There will be self-enrollment through portal on www.eshram.gov.in. 4 lakh common service centers and selected post offices will assist in it. Aadhaar number, bank account details and mobile number will be required for registration. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
The first edition of the Northeastern Region District SDG Index Report and Dashboard 2021-22 was released in New Delhi today. It is a collaborative effort by Niti Aayog and Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region Donair with technical support from UNDP. Niti Aayog Vice Chairperson Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Union Minister of Development of Northeastern Region G. Kishan Reddy and Minister of State for Development of Northeastern Region B.L. Verma launched the report. Out of the 103 districts considered for ranking, 64 districts belonged to the front-runner category, while 39 districts were in the performer category in the composite score and ranking of districts. All districts in Sikkim and Tripura fall in the front-runner category, and there are no districts in the aspirant or achiever categories.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will commission indigenously built Indian Coast Guard ship Vigraha this Saturday in Chennai. Indian Coast Guard ship Vigraha is the 7th in the series of offshore patrol vessels OPV. The ship will be based in Visakhapatnam and operate on the eastern seaboard under the operational and administrative control of the Commander, Coast Guard Region East. The Indian Navy is participating in the sea phase of Exercise Malabar 2021 along with the US Navy, Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force and the Royal Australian Navy. The 4-day exercise beginning today includes participation of INS Shivalik and INS Kadmat and P-8I patrol aircraft. Malabar 21 would witness complex exercises including anti-surface, anti-air and anti-submarine warfare drill and other maneuvers and tactical exercises.
On the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Indian Tourism under the Central Ministry of Tourism conducted a heritage walk at Payanur, Kannur. The walk was organized to various places in Payanur, which holds a prominent position in the history of the Indian freedom struggle. Through the Heritage Walk program, visits were made to various places of historical significance, such as the Uliyat Kadavu, where salt satyagraha was organized in 1930 under the leadership of K. Kelappan. And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, with AIR News.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today we bring the story of Subodh Roy. He was the youngest member of the revolutionary team of the famous Chittagong Armory raid. Subodh Roy was popularly known as Jhunku Roy. He was born in 1915 in Chittagong. Roy was a revolutionary socialist influenced by the Indian independence movement. In 1930, leader of the revolutionary Indian Republican Party, Surya Sen, planned the raid on British armories in Chittagong. The plan included capturing of two main armories and loot the imperial banks at Chittagong to gather money for further uprisings and to free the jailed revolutionaries.
On 18th of April, the plan was executed. One group also captured the European Club's headquarters. The revolutionaries gathered outside the police armory, where Sen took a military salute, hoisted a national flag, and proclaimed the Provisional Revolutionary Government. The revolutionaries left Chittagong town before dawn and marched towards the Chittagong Hill ranges, looking for a safe place to hide. In a few days, they were captured by the police. Subodh Roy was in the first batch to be sentenced. After the trial, Roy was deported to the cellular jail in Port Blair in 1934.
ऐ शहीद मुल्क मिल्लत मैं तेरे ऊपर निसार अब तेरी हिम्मत का चर्चा गैर की महफिल में वक्त आने दे बता देंगे तुझे आसमां हम अभी से क्या बताएं क्या हमारे दिल में है.
After the release from jail in 1940, he joined politics and became a member of the Communist Party of India.
26th of August is also the death anniversary of freedom fighter Dr. Narayan Subbarao Hardikar, who founded the Congress Seva Dal. Hardikar was born in Dharwad in 1889 to Subbarao and Yamunabai. He studied medicine at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Calcutta, and then went to America for higher education. Hardikar met Lala Lajpat Rai in America and became his close associate. As his colleague, Hardikar became active in many political activities in America. He was the president of the Hindustan Association of America. He organized an Indian Students' Convention in Chicago and joined the Home Rule League founded by Lalaji. With Lalaji, he published a journal, Young India. During his stay in America and Canada, he apprised the Indians living there about India's freedom struggle.
Hardikar participated in several movements during the freedom struggle. Congress launched Flag Satyagraha in protest against the atrocities of the British police on the flag procession and insult of national flag. The movement was launched at Nagpur under Dr. Hardikar. He went to jail many times. During this time, Hardikar thought of an organization of disciplined and trained youth of strong character. Consequently, Seva Dal was formed in the Kakinada session of the Congress on 27 December 1923. The Dal played a stellar role in the civil disobedience movement.
In 1925, Dr. Hardikar published a monthly journal named Volunteer and devoted himself to the cause of the Seva Dal entirely. Dr. Hardikar was a two-term Rajya Sabha MP from 1952 to 1962. He was conferred the Padma Bhushan in 1958. Dr. Hardikar died on 26th of August 1975. To commemorate his birth centenary, the Department of Posts issued a commemorative stamp in his honor in 1989.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow. DD News has crossed 4 million subscribers on its YouTube channel. DD achieved this feat last month in July. In keeping with the changing broadcasting landscape, technology and viewers' demand, Prasar Bharati's digital platforms across Doordarshan and All India Radio has evolved over the past few years. They have grown manifold in terms of subscribers, followers, likes and views. Between 2017 and 2021, Doordarshan and All India Radio across both news and general infotainment have added more than 15 million digital subscribers on YouTube alone to reach a current digital subscriber base of 1,73 lakh. While the YouTube channels of DD News and DD National are leading the pack with multi-million subscribers, Prasar Bharati Sports and DD Kisan YouTube channels will soon join the million-plus subscribers league. All India Radio's national news YouTube channel, News on AIR Official, is at the top among the YouTube channels of the AIR network.
In a major decision, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today announced that the next of kin of deceased state government Group A and Group B officers will be given job. Currently, in the similar cases of Group C and Group D employee in the government service, eligible member of the family are appointed in the government service on compassionate grounds. The decision was taken in a cabinet meeting chaired by the Chief Minister. Various unions have been demanding the same in the wake of the death of officers during COVID-19. An explosion outside Kabul's airport amid a huge evacuation effort from Afghanistan appeared to be caused by a suicide bomb, U.S. officials said on Thursday, citing an initial report and cautioning that it could change. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby confirmed in a Twitter post that there had been an explosion outside the airport in Afghanistan's capital, killing at least 13 people, including children. Thousands of people have been gathering outside the airport in recent days. Western troops are racing to evacuate foreigners and Afghans who helped Western countries during the 20-year war against the Taliban and to get out themselves by an August 31 deadline.
World Health Organization Chief Scientist Dr. Soumya Swaminathan today said the next few months are quite critical for India regarding COVID-19. Talking to a news channel, she said India is at a crucial juncture in this pandemic and there is a need to ramp up vaccination drives and cut down social gatherings. The WHO chief scientist pointed out that the second wave of COVID-19 overwhelmed health sector in India and affected a significant population. She said 1/3 of the population in India is still susceptible to the virus. In cricket, England were 313 for 3 in the first innings against India on day 2 of the third test at Headingley, Leeds, when reports last came in. Earlier hosts resumed the innings at the overnight score of 120 for no loss. Yesterday, electing to bat first, India was skittled out for 78 as English pacers played havoc. India took a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series after trouncing England by 151 runs at Lord's in the second test.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to have a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 26 and 36 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature will be 27. Maximum is expected to be 31. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 25 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain. The city is likely to have minimum temperature of 27 and maximum of 33 degrees. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky. Minimum temperature will be around 26 and maximum will be 33 degrees.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government says friendship with Afghan people matters to India. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar briefs leaders of different political parties on the present situation in Afghanistan. Dr. Jaishankar says situation in Afghanistan remains critical. Evacuating Indians is a top priority of the government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi writes a letter to a young artist from Bengaluru, praises him for his painting. Government says 100% frontline workers and 99% healthcare workers inoculated with the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. 50% of the population aged 45 plus received the first dose. President Ramnath Kovind says new education policy will make today's generation capable for the aspirations and needs of the 21st century. 9 new judges, including 3 women judges appointed to the Supreme Court by the President. E-Shram portal, the national database on unorganized workers, launched to facilitate better implementation of various social security schemes. Blast outside Kabul airport kills at least 13 people, appears to be a suicide attack. And in cricket, England fortifies its position against India with 313 runs in its first innings of the third test at Leeds. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.